Now the Suicide Squad is out today. We are joined by one of the stars, Joel Kinnaman. Joel, welcome. Sorry for getting you up so early this morning, but I'm glad you're up there with a big smile on your face. And before we get to the movie, I want to get to this video you posted on your Instagram. Let's show it right now. You, of course, are from Sweden. What are we seeing here?
Well, this is an attempt at a traditional Swedish midsummer celebration that we did in Malibu a couple of months ago. You know, that movie Midsummer just really made it difficult for us Swedes to get people to come to our parties. You know, I'm just trying to tell having sex and throwing old people off bridges. You know, this is just a wholesome party. We're just going to sing some songs and then drink some schnapps.
Sounds like a good party to us. We do want to ask you about the movie. So this is your second time playing Colonel Rick. He, of course, is the guy who's got this tough job of trying to keep tabs on the Suicide Squad. But this was a little bit of a different role, more comedic. How was that for you?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was definitely a bit of a challenge. You know, I haven't been asked to do that many comedic roles before. When people ask me, like, haven't you done any comedies before? And I say, like, well, The Killing. So that'll in that show. You know, if that's the most comedy you've done, then. Well, you know, when you have a guide and a coach like James Gunn, you know, you're in very safe hands. So I just, you know, completely trusted him, and he wrote an incredibly funny script and had a much more comedic take on the character Flag that I, you know, returned to play. So, it was a challenge, but it was smooth sailing.
No, even though you don't do comedy, even in The Killing, you're great at delivering those one-liners sometimes. So please, to give yourself some credit there. But let's take a quick look at a clip. We'll ask you about it on the other side.
Here's the deal. We fail the mission, you die.
If we find out any information you give us is false, you die.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
What? No.
If you mismatch blacks, you die.
No.
If you cough without covering your mouth.
Harley, those last three aren't things. Although, I probably don't need to say this, but that isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
See, that's a great line. And people looking at that clip there, you got that shirt on and you look good, you look fit, and we're told you went out of your way to make sure you were in great shape and you actually wanted to take your shirt off in this movie to show off, but then you realized that one of your co-stars happens to be John Cena.
Yeah, it was a huge mistake. No, it was one of my first conversations with James. You know, I thought I'm gonna have myself a real, you know, Matthew McConaughey pre-Dallas Buyers Club moment, and I thought, you know, this is a great opportunity for me to take my shirt off and, you know, spend several months training hard, eating super disciplined. And then, it was about when I got to set when I realized, you know, like I really need to, you know, read the whole script and not just my lines, because literally 2 minutes before I take my shirt off, John Cena takes his shirt off, and not just takes his shirt off, he takes his shirt off in his tighty whities, and not so down there, you know. It's so there was a lot to talk about, and it wasn't my shirtless scene.
But when John was on the show the other day, he nominated you for the WWE, and I know you had a stunt fight with John in one scene. How'd it go?
It was great. You know, who would have thought that, you know, John, who spent, you know, 20-odd years training professional wrestling, would be so good at fake fighting, you know? I would have No, I mean, he's such a sweet guy and just an absolute professional. You never know, you know, when you have these sort of altercation scenes, you know, sometimes actor guys are a little corny and they're all like macho and want to show how tough they are while preparing for this fake fight. John was just, you know, he told me that my body is in your hands, and I took his body.
It sounds like you took good care of him, Joel. Thanks for coming on today. The Suicide Squad is in theaters and IMAX and on HBO Max. All that's today.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.